FLoyd, tell me a bit about your experience as a PhD student at DAIM. Labs, professors, mentors, things like that.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Kevin Pimblett and I'm the Director of the Centre of Excellence for Data Science, Artificial Intelligence and Modelling, otherwise known as DAIM, here at the University of Hull. We run an MSc conversion course in Artificial Intelligence and Data Science here at the University of Hull. A conversion course takes in students from a wide variety of different backgrounds, not just STEM subjects, but arts and humanities and everything else in between. We upskill them in data science and artificial intelligence, and we do that through a series of bespoke modules, starting with Python programming in the first few weeks of trimester, leading into introductory materials in understanding artificial intelligence and the fundamentals of data science. We've just built a new building that you can see all around me. This is a £4.5 million investment by the University of Hull and a strategic decision to invest in artificial intelligence and data science for the long term. Here at the University of Hull, we offer the full breadth of artificial intelligence and data science. We have elective options in a range of different subjects, from ethics right through to AI in healthcare and a lot of others in between as well. We like to have our students on campus for one full day per week. That's from 9 AM right through to 6 PM. What this enables is for our students to manage their own time, so that if they have a job for which they might be going part-time, they can do it for the rest of the week, and therefore they can have that full day on campus learning and doing all the programming that they're required to do. There are a variety of reasons why our students choose the University of Hull as their first choice for an MSc conversion course. Not only do we upskill our students within the areas of AI and data science, but also locally this is one of the best regions in which to study. Here at the University of Hull, we offer the widest variety of different training courses in AI and data science. We also offer bursaries that our students are able to apply for, so if you are female, black, disabled, or from a low socioeconomic background, as might be judged from the higher rate of student loan, and you are a UK citizen, resident, or settled status, then please do consider joining us.
FLoyd, tell me a bit about your experience as a PhD student at DAIM. Labs, professors, mentors, things like that.
Okay. So starting off, we as PhDs we do demonstrating. So in the teaching labs for the master's degree, come in and help students. So straight away I got to meet a bunch of different lecturers and professors that are not in my field, not physicists. And sort of discuss their work with them. Same with other PhD students who are working on very different things, so that was really nice. And then also, obviously, we can't demonstrate and help students if we don't understand the work ourselves. So I got to really expand my knowledge on machine learning and data science sort of very quickly into things that don't really apply to my field very much, but they're really interesting, and sort of the tools that you use might be more applicable than actually what you're using them for.
Yeah. And how did you find having two supervisors in different fields, or are they really just both physicists?
They are both physicists. So my primary supervisor is an optical physicist, a nanophotonics physicist. So we sort of discuss the physical principles behind what's going on and things like that. And then my other supervisor is much more on the AI and data science side of things for my project, and so it's quite nice having two supervisors with very different specialties, where if I'm having problems, I know that one of the supervisors will probably have encountered that problem before, and the other supervisor has a fresh take on it because they might not have encountered it, so you sort of get the best of both worlds like that.
And can you just explain what nanophotonics is for
the
general public?
So nanophotonics it just means sort of small light. So it's how light interacts with things that are significantly small enough. So on the sort of nanoscale, that kind of thing.
And so, you know, obviously your PhD is coming to a close soon, and what are your plans afterwards? What are your career ideas going forward?
Well, it's a sort of growing field in terms of the different applications for it and stuff. So I would love to go and work in industry and sort of be able to expand my knowledge more, but also put what I've learned to use now. That'd be quite enjoyable. But there's always the allure of staying in academia and being a lecturer and sort of teaching other people to come through the same way I did. So there's a bit of a toss-up, and I think I'll decide nearer the time.
So how do you think your time at DAIM prepared you for either of those paths?
I think before DAIM I was an okay programmer, but then having to demonstrate in teaching labs and programming in different AI modules, I became a much better programmer because I saw different styles of programming and different problems that people were facing that I hadn't faced myself, but having to help them when they're facing it. I also think because DAIM is so multidisciplinary, it gave me much more experience in listening to talks and seminars and things that I'm not familiar with, and still trying to absorb as much of it and take as much of it that I can on board, which was not something I was very good at before that, because I was sort of stayed in physics until then.
So I suppose teaching has been a good way of learning as part of your PhD.
Yes, I think it's one of the best ways, at least for me anyway.
So what advice would you give to a student thinking of doing a postgrad degree at DAIM?
I could spend an hour talking about that. I think the biggest one is it can be as easy or as difficult as you make it. If you just put in 100% effort all the time and you really commit to it, then actually it's not the hardest thing in the world. It's difficult, but it's not the hardest thing in the world. It's just a high amount of effort for a long amount of time, and that's 90% of the work, I think.
And what do you think that makes DAIM stand out compared to other institutions?
For me, the big one is that interdisciplinary nature of it. You know, there are lecturers from medical backgrounds, from geological backgrounds, from various different areas, and so going to the seminar series and things like that, a lot of it is not applicable to my research, to be truthful, in terms of what fields I'm going to. But in almost every seminar, there's been little ideas of, oh, here's how we did something that's been useful to me. So it's not necessarily what other lecturers are doing, but how they're doing it is it's been very beneficial to me to learn, because there've been things that I can take on board.
Yeah, and just as in closing, is there anything else you'd like to say to someone who's thinking about starting a PhD?
Go for it. Yeah. The worst thing that can happen is you decide it's not for you, which, you know, it's a terrible thing, but people do that in jobs a lot, and I did that a little bit. Well, I was told to do that when I started university, is you might as well go and try it, and then if it's not for you, it's not for you, but at least you gave it a shot.
Well, thanks very much, Floyd. It's been great to chat to you.